Hi, I'm Tahtahme, and among many things that I wanted to talk about on this channel was a womb healing workbook I wrote and sell on Amazon called Punani Proverbs. And this book has a whole bunch of stuff in it. It has, rituals for child loss, such as abortion, miscarriage, stillbirth. It has information, just basic information about the womb, about the vagina, about health, and different, you know, information that you might find about these things online these days, such as yoni eggs or yoni steams. And but my favorite part is a little bit of fun thought in the beginning where there's lists of Punani proverbs, and it invites you to just think more about your womb, about your relationship with your body, and about how your mind is set up to think about these things. So the very first one is cherish your punani. Love your womb, vulva, and body unapologetically. Treat yourself with the utmost love and care. Enjoy your divinity. Protect your body and protect the sacred esteem in which you hold yourself. Do not let anyone move you from this good opinion you have of yourself. If you should falter in maintaining this good standing, do better starting now. Every tiny nuance and unique detail about you should be cherished, even as you grow and change with each week and year. So, cherish your punani, I thought, should be the very first one because I feel as though a lot of the information surrounding the vagina and the punani and it's a lot of it's very derogatory, a lot of it's very shaming, equates a lot of things with dirtiness. And so, there's just kind of an automatic reaction in our society to cringe. And I think we have like an affinity to want to box it away, to get tired of it real fast. For example, I'll say that men have been building phallic objects for centuries now, right? There's skyscrapers everywhere, other tall types of buildings and structures which are distinctly phallic. Guns, different types of variations of them, swords, and there's so many different, very symbolic phallic symbols around our lives, our everyday lives, and we just accept it. We're cool. Then along comes people trying to do kind of a pussy positive movement. I feel like every time that type of thing happens, and I understand some of them are, inherently problematic. For example, feminists running around in pink pussy hats when not everybody has a pink pussy and not every woman has a pussy, right? That type of thing, I can understand how that would be a tiring and not appropriate use of pussy pride. However, things like, people finding their womb to be magic, people finding that to be a source of power within themselves that they had never really considered before, this whole part of their body that they'd never considered how it affects them emotionally and how its cycles really work so intricately into their everyday lives and how they can utilize that in different ways just from coming to know their own body better, coming to know this better. That got shut down real quick too. Everybody was like, you're toxic. It's toxic for you to be saying that you have a magic vagina, that you are a womb man, which I think some people were trying to use that to be turfy or whatever. So I'm not completely sure all of it, but I do know that a lot of us who had no anything against anybody, we're also shut down, and we're also like kind of shamed for being very womb centric, very vagina centric, also remaining feminine while we did that, I suppose too could be an issue. But I mean, there was so much lashback, I guess, if that's a word. I was trying to say, but and surprisingly, it was from a lot of other women and a lot of non-men, and it made me sad because I was like, wow, it's not even men, it's not even people who proudly have a penis typically who are trying to shut this down. It's people who you would have presumed, right? You would have presumed to have had a vagina. So I think that there could have been a nuance, there could have been a teaching moment there where we learned, hey, it's not right to assume what other people's genitals are, and they should be coming to you. Don't be just assuming everybody's name is sis. Don't be just assuming everybody out here has a womb. Don't be just assuming everybody's like womb is toxic or whatever. But I think we could have still held on to the magic, to the power, to the sense of glory, to the sense of cherishing that so many of us have been shamed since childhood. It's not like we've been having all these all these vagina, punani, beautiful symbols thrust in our face since childhood. You know what I'm saying? We were raised that our periods are gross. Nobody wants to hear about that shit. It's like the worst time of your life, once a month. We're raised that, you know, all these like horrors about the vagina, people trying to get in your pants. You can have a baby. You're the one who's going to be kicked out if you have a baby. You're the one who's trying to be grown if you're trying to have sex with your vagina. It's a lot of shaming that goes into being a little girl and also into having a womb, having a vagina. So I do think that the first step being to cherish it, to love it, to just, you know, enjoy what you have, even if it's, you know, not the most typical looking vagina, which we'll get into with the rest of these Punani Proverbs. Don't you worry. There's like 40 of them, 50 of them. I don't even know. I was on a roll one night. So anyways, I just wanted to start off this new year with a little of that content that I promised last year. And yeah, remind you to cherish your Punani today. Enjoy it, and make sure you're not out here shaming other people. Let them cherish theirs too.